Hello, everybody. Uh,
Hello.
welcome to Seekers Chronicles, Paranormal Historians, and this is our first show,
Woo
and
woo.
we hope you enjoy it. We're pretty much going to look into old buildings, locations, and investigate them, and also definitely do the history of them. History is going to be a big part of this show. So, my name is Anthony Simonelli, as you can see. One of the hosts, Jennie Colucci and Kimm Gaia. Um, I'm just honored to be working with you two. So it's going to be a great show. It's going to
Thank
be a
you,
great
Anthony.
show. It's like our first one. So I got notes. Okay? But
Kimm Gaia. I
Kimm
love it.
Gaia.
Gaia.
So
Kimm
Jennie,
Gaia. Yes.
can you give a little bio of yourself? It'll tell people what you're about.
Would you like me to start? Sure, of course. If you haven't met me before, I'm Jennie Colucci. I'm a paranormal investigator and I'm also a scientist. I've been investigating the paranormal forever. No, for about I guess 25 years or so. I try not to count after a certain age. Now that I'm getting up there a little bit, I try not to count. Kimm has no idea what I'm talking about, but Anthony does. um, I'm on a team called Parasite, the Parasite Experience, Parasite Investigations, based out of New York and New Jersey. And I also work with these two a lot. I'm very blessed to work with these two a lot. And this is how we met. And we're really excited for this new show. Very, very excited.
Kim, you're up next.
Yeah, love that, Jenny.
Take it
And
away.
Anthony, thank you. Yeah, for the invite to this. This show is going to be incredible. I'm so excited for us, the three of us, to bring
Yes.
more history into it with both of your years of experience. And I forget my age, which is really strange, but like I just forget. I've already started writing 2025. It's very weird. I just keep going. But anyway, so yeah, my name is Kimm Gaia. It's a French, but I am Italian actually, so I do fit in. And
Hey,
yeah,
Hey.
and I have been pretty new to the paranormal world, I will say. Yeah. So I had my first paranormal experience, my actual real, knowing something happened in 2008, but it wasn't until 2014 that I started actually seeing spirit out in the woods, actually at historical locations, and starting to get information from these locations, seeing things, seeing events, communicating with spirit at location. And why I love the history so much is because I didn't have my own personal, historian in my pocket for New Jersey. I had just moved to New Jersey. I'm originally from Massachusetts, but just moved to New Jersey in
mhm.
2014. Didn't know anything about anywhere. And so I went to the history books because as I was beginning to open my own mediumship awareness, kind of figuring out what this whole thing was about, I went to the history books to as my evidence for what I was experiencing. So I would see things, I would go literally to the town historian's office, sometimes it was just an office, or the county historical societies, and just
Right.
go through the books to literally help myself understand what the heck is going on. And through that, I started doing more mediumship, one-on-one mediumship, intensive mediumship training. So
Mhm.
at this point, my real passion with it, though, is location mediumship. I love going to investigations with fellow investigators, historical locations, these old houses, these old properties that each one has such an amazing story to tell,
Mhm.
and unknown stories that often investigating or mediums can help uncover. And so I'm really excited that we're going to be able to bring that aspect to this channel and this radio station. And, you know, maybe getting a little more into the weeds, as some people say that I, I get
Mm-hmm.
into a little bit of the history weeds, but it's bringing a face and a
What kind of
name,
weeds?
the history, the history,
Oh,
the
the
history.
History
history
week.
weeds. Oh,
Weeds,
I thought you
weeds.
meant the other stuff.
Well, no, 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 not over here.
Hey, that's part of history too.
And
Indians and coyotes and stuff. Yeah.
yes, yes. So I've been working with Anthony and Jennie for at least a few years now, going to these locations, and I'm deeply looking working with these lovely schools more. So, yeah, this is good.
I'm lucky I get to work with you two. So I'll just give a little bit about myself. I've been doing paranormals for 48 years. Started when I was 13 years old, so I'm giving away my age a little bit. And I started a paranormal team in 1996 before anything was popular. 60s Club of the Paranormal. I've been on Paranormal Night Shift. There's a show on Travel Channel. And now you can still see, I think you can see it on Hulu and Discovery Plus. I'm also on this Dark Echoes. It's on Amazon Prime. You could get there. You can rent it. The episode I'm in is Wildwood, and there's a sanitarium that's out upstate New York. I've been a ghost counselor for a movie called the Paranormal. What was it? Yeah, Paranormal Team. Oh, I'm sorry, Ghost Team. I forgot the name. Hey, I'm old. I get that confused. You know what I'm saying? Ghost Team, and I was in a book. I wrote a story about my one of my pets that came back. It's called the Tales, TALIL, of the other side, Paranormal Pets, and that was pretty cool to be part of that. There's a bunch of different paranormal investigators were part of that too. So, I've been doing stuff a little bit here and there, and so
That's
I'm a podcaster. Hey,
yeah,
that's one thing on my resume.
How do you get to be a ghost counselor? Is what I want to know.
I have no idea. They called me up. They used all my a bunch of my paranormal equipment, my night vision cameras and everything. They actually used that and my DVR system that I was using at that time, and they used it on location. And matter of fact, if you watch the movie, all the paranormal equipment in that movie is mine. And
they borrowed your equipment and your brain.
And then they asked me how to use it, and they asked how I would do certain things. And it's funny because the guest people that were on the show were with Jason Haas and Steven Gonzalez, and they played like paranormal investigators on the show. So I don't know why they asked me to do it when they had those two people, but hey, I'm in the credits.
Your equipment.
Hey, that's it. The equipment. They had to put my name somewhere on there, because they didn't pay. So
yeah, good. Yeah.
So tonight we're gonna have a topic. Our topic is the Montgomery House in North Carolina, and Jennie, you want to say anything? Or I know you did a lot of research, or
Yeah, we all did. We did. Like Kimm said, we hope to bring you some surprises. We all know a little bit of history, and we all know the stories, but we hope to, bring you some surprises. And like Kimm said, sometimes debunk some of those stories. There's that ubiquitous nurse who's hanged somewhere. There's always the story of something, and we're hoping to bring you a little bit of truth to some of these stories, and actually add to them as well.
We learn as we go too. We're going to learn as we go along too. So
exactly. I mean, these are often locations that we'll be at, but sometimes ones we haven't been to, and that we encourage you to check out. And that's the case here. That none of us have been to this location, the Montgomery House, but we're looking forward to hearing all about it. May I please have the honor of introducing our guest?
Sure.
Can I bring them in? Are we ready? I can't
wait
anymore.
You can't wait. I don't know. Let's let them steam out there. And how many times they left us in the back room? These two when we're on their show? Yeah. No.
It's all good. And Audra Keeler, yay!
Hey guys,
welcome. Thank you for being our first here. Guest.
Thank you for having us.
This is so awesome to be first guest. That is so much an honor.
It is an honor, yes. It's an honor and a privilege. Thank you guys for having us on.
Well, I don't think it's any chance that our first guest is happening now when the difficulties are happening in North Carolina as well. So all of our thoughts and wishes and prayers and help goes out to that state right now where you guys are and where this location is that we're going to be talking about today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Definitely need it
Thank
for
you.
sure. All
Thank
the
you.
prayers that they can get.
Definitely. Well, let's
Yeah.
draw some good attention to North Carolina tonight.
And anybody out there, anything to do with North Carolina to donate any money or any of these funds, please do. But also remember the scammers out there. So make sure the money goes to the right people and the right places. So, okay. Jenny? Good.
Yes. I did. Chris Allgood. I'm Michaela.
Okay.
How are you?
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you guys, been around for a while, and of course we know you and everything. So,
I've never met any of you guys before.
I don't know
Nice
what
to meet
you're
you
talking about.
yeah.
Well,
So,
as we just went through a little bit of how we got involved in the paranormal, and you two are on a show every Monday night, which we are faithful viewers of the
and faithful
show.
guests, which we appreciate.
Occasionally of that show. But on your show, you always ask the guests to give a little background on how they got involved in the paranormal. And we have people tonight watching who don't know you and haven't met you. So please, if you could start there.
All right, I'll let you.
Ladies first.
Oh, ladies. Okay.
That's
honestly, it started with meeting Chris. I didn't realize as a child the dreams that I would have, or my friend, my invisible friend that I had as a child. Her name was Anna. I had no idea, but she was with me for a very, very long time. And when I started dating Chris, and we would kind of talk about some odds and ends, and I told him about my childhood friend and the dreams that I would have as a kid. He goes, do you ever think that maybe you're more connected to the other side than you think you are? And have you ever gone ghost hunting? I'm like, no, don't want to. Thank you very much. So he drove me along.
To the dark side.
Yeah. And our first investigation was a local cemetery. Lost Soul Cemetery in Surprise, Arizona. Very, very sad, very, very haunted graveyard for sure.
It is the background on that has nothing to do with this show.
No.
It's like a county cemetery where John Doe's, Jane Doe's, people that can't afford, people that can't afford a ceremony, people that
in prison
were in prison, and they only do burials on Thursdays, and there's usually like just the people pulling the casket out and a priest, and it's a very and their markers are little brass markers about this big, and it covers about 35 acres. It's huge.
It's like a potter's field.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's so sad, so sad. But so that was my first investigation with Chris, and then coming home and listening to all we had was a tape recorder or our phone. I don't remember. I think it was a tape recorder.
It was a digital recorder. That was the 80s.
Not when we started dating. Come on. And actually hearing something on the other side, knowing Chris and I were the only people in this graveyard because you're not supposed to be in there. So it got me hooked as far as trying to, of course, figure out, well, okay, maybe I wasn't so crazy as a child. Maybe what I had seen or dreamed was more, I was more crazy.
It came later.
So for the past 12, 13 years now with Chris.
Yep.
Wow.
Your turn.
Wow.
I knew you were going to
So you guys were doing some, I call it guerrilla ghost hunting.
Yes.
We were.
Yeah.
We were.
Yeah, I'd been to that location a few times, and I knew how haunted it was, and I knew I would hook her if I took her there, so that's why I took her to that location.
Yeah.
Well, I love when there's that like one piece of evidence that happens, and all the possibilities just explodes. You're just like, there is something else going on, and I want to know more. Yeah.
And I
love
think
Mhm.
it's the conversations that nobody wants to start
Yeah.
Right.
that
Right.
finally kind of get
Mhm.
you more involved and wanting to learn more and like-minded people. And for the longest time, it was just Chris and I, and I mean, a few odds and end friends, but until we met everybody else in this wonderful field. And gosh, has it taken off from there? It's been a heck of a ride for sure.
But it's a fun ride, you know.
Absolutely.
Getting answers like, "Wow, I'm not crazy. This really does exist." You
Yep.
know, that's the whole thing. Yeah, you actually satisfy yourself. Everybody got into it because of something they experienced they had, and you had some kind of saying, "Wow, yeah, wasn't me. There is something."
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know?
How romantic.
Woo! Good thing it wasn't our
Yeah, that's a really
Cemetery.
intense
That wasn't
place
our first
in your
date.
first.
Here's a K2 and a Ram 5.
You
Yeah,
took
we're going
me
in
on a
here
date
now.
to a graveyard.
No, while we were dating, we would actually sit and watch like Ghost Hunters and stuff. And
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and the haunted
Haunted
Johnny
Collector.
Zappas' show, The Haunted Collector. We watched that.
Love
Yeah.
that
Johnny
show.
Zappas, how you
Yes.
doing, Johnny? We were watching that one night, and she goes, "I think that would be really neat." I went, "You want to go on one?" And she's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Do you want to go on an investigation?" She's like, "Where can you do those?" I went, "I do those."
Mhm.
She goes, "Nuh-uh." And I went, yeah, actually I do. And that's when I took her up.
Uh-huh.
So she got her hooked. Chris,
Yeah.
what's your story?
Mine started when I was a kid. I've been a sensitive my entire life. So I'm originally from a small town called Peru, Nebraska. It sits right on the river across from Iowa in the southeast corner of Nebraska. It's a little bitty town. It wouldn't be there if it wasn't for the college. And my father, my uncle, my grandfather, I mean, basically, just put it this way. My father was the sheriff. My uncle was the mayor. They took care of the roads. My grandfather took care of the cemetery. And when my grandfather passed, my dad started taking care of it. And he would take me up there and I'd play around the cemetery while he mowed. Well, one day I was down in like Potter's Grove. There was an area down there like that. And I was running around having a good old time. And my dad yelled at me, goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm playing with the little boy." And he goes, "There's nobody down there. Knock it off." But to this day, I could describe that little boy to you. If I knew how to draw like Anthony and Rich Michella, I could tell you to this day what that kid looked like. And that continued on until I was about 12. And then I was at a friend's house and their mother had just passed from cancer. And I went upstairs to go to the restroom because it was the only place in the house. It was one bathroom on the second floor and you had to pass her old sewing room that they had locked. And when I had come back, it was unlocked. And there was nobody else upstairs.
Ooh.
Well, just out of curiosity, I was peeking in, 12-year-old kid going, "Hey, this was locked before. Why is it locked?" And as I pulled away, she was standing here in front of me. And she was trying to talk, but I couldn't hear anything.
Mm-hmm.
And that literally scared the hell out of me. They had to come get me, take me home. That one was just way too much.
Wow.
But then when I was about 16, my father has always raised us. I come from a very tough, hard family. And he's always raised us that anything that intimidates you has already beaten you. And we don't let anything intimidate you. So when I was about 15, 16, I said, "You know what, screw this. I'm not going to be afraid of it anymore. I'm going to hit it head on." And I drug every friend in high school I could to every haunted location. And I would say, "Hey, do you see that? Can you hear that? Can you feel that?" And they go, "What are you talking about?" But then when they did, I'm standing there going, "Dude, let's go check it out." And they're already in the car.
Yeah, of course. You're like,
Sounds
"You bet,
familiar.
bro."
So when I was about 24, 25, I started buying my first equipment, and I've been doing it ever since. And that's how I drug Audra into it. So.
And it's dragged
And
Audra into it.
I love this comment from our friend Melissa Blackman. Sounds like a beautiful match made in heaven. It's actually a match made in a graveyard, Melissa.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are a match made in heaven.
Yes.
Yeah. So
We tried.
So you guys sent us some pictures, and yes, you
No.
did.
You did
And
it.
Kimm
I thought I sent those to Audra. No.
You know.
Actually, I got some wonderful pictures.
I'm gonna show the pictures that you sent us.
Okay. He's
Yeah,
talking to me, not
I got
you.
all the
Don't worry.
pictures, huh? Okay,
I
this
sent
is,
you those pictures, not them. There you
well,
go.
they
the
sent it to
Montgomery
them and
house.
they put it on here. Hey, what am I gonna do? Hey.
Hey,
Okay, this is the Montgomery house. Okay, these are some. I'm going to show you a bunch of pictures that they sent us, and then after that, we had a bunch of we had Kimm read these pictures.
Oh, nice.
I didn't read those ones. There were different
Right.
ones that were sent to me.
Oh, okay.
these I'm going to give
Similar.
credit where
Which
credit
ones
is
were
due.
sent to you?
These pictures are taken by the Cocatilos.
Oh,
Carmela.
these are Coco.
Dos Cocos.
Huh?
Yeah,
And I
same
have the
house.
ones you
I
sent
definitely
to
got
us.
sent pictures
Tonight.
of the White House as I had previously known it until last week, really.
Yeah.
Right.
Matter of
And we
fact,
can
to let
explain
everybody
how
know in the
that
audience,
we did that.
Kimm had no idea what she was reading at all. She did not know. She read it a couple weeks ago, and she had no idea what she was reading. We sent it. She was seen a bunch of pictures, and she was reading it. She's never been to the location. This is in North Carolina. She's in Jersey, so she was reading this actually in her own living room. So she did a bunch of readings on what the pictures she was sent, and she had no idea until when Monday.
Monday.
Yeah,
Monday.
Monday. Yeah.
Last Monday. She had no idea till last Monday when we were on Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence podcast with Audra and with Chris. So she had no idea any of this. So I'm gonna
Well,
put.
why don't we go into how Chris and Audra, how you
Yes.
guys are even chose this location to even be
Oh,
the one that
yes.
you want to
I'm
send it,
sorry.
because we will get into all that good stuff because there's lots of good juicy stuff going
Yeah,
on. with
I
this
can't
house.
wait to
Lots of good
see
juicy
what
stuff.
you
And
got out of
yeah,
it.
I can't wait to it'll be like a reveal to me, really. But yeah, I would love to hear how the both of you got into investigating this house and your experiences in this house and whatever you want to share about it. Yeah,
Okay.
before we get into the.
So, a lot of the people in the chat know, and Anthony and Jenny know that we used to live in Surprise, Arizona, where the Rathmans are.
Yep.
And we are here in North Carolina. We are Southern Entities Paranormal, which is a subsidiary of Entity Voices Paranormal Investigations, which was Tony, Cherie, Audra, and I, and now also Ron and Lourdes, right? But we were with Tony and Cherie as a group in Arizona, and we controlled the investigations at the Phelps Dodge Mining Hospital in Napo, Arizona.
Wow.
We did that with them for over 2 years. And then we moved from Surprise to North Carolina. And when we got here, we were jonesing. We couldn't find a place to investigate. Things are very tight around here,
Yep.
and you need to know people in order to get into places. And one day we're like, you know what? We haven't had any paranormal. Let's go antiquing because we like
We would
sensing
go
what
every
we-
weekend. I
Yeah.
mean, we would visit all these little small towns, and almost every weekend we were finding another small little town. So that's
And we were driving down the highway going to Mount Gilead, North Carolina, where it's another little small town. It's got a lot of history there. And we were going to go into the antique shops and, work our abilities a little bit because we do that for fun. We're weird.
Yep. I feel that. I gotcha.
Yeah, we all do that.
As we're going down the highway, we see this house, and this is at the base of the Uwharrie. So there's nothing out there. The closest town is 6 miles down the road.
yeah.
We're driving along, and I see out of the corner of my eye this white house, and I'm like, I start going like this as we're driving by, and I'm like, this as we're driving by, and I look over, and Audra's doing this.
We're all both going, what the heck is that?
So I
Are
looked
you
at
thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah, I said, "Are you-"
That shows a paranormal investigator. Every
Yeah.
time you pass like an old building or old house, you're like, hey, maybe that's haunted.
What was that? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
That's okay. So I turned around and actually pulled into the yard of the house. And there was a sign out front that said, I mean, there's signs in some of the pictures. It says the circa 1830 Montgomery House. So I was like, what are you going to do if somebody lives there? I said, well, there's no cars. And
Yeah,
So
I would have risked it too.
yeah. So I walked around the property and you could see that there was stuff inside. And I'm like, nobody's living here. This almost looks like somebody has it set up.
Yeah, like a museum.
Kind of. Yeah. So I spent the next 2 to 3 months searching as much as I could to figure out who owned the damn house so I could get in contact with them. And come to find out, it was owned by the Montgomery County Historical Society.
Cool.
And they restored it. They were going to turn it into a museum, and then they found out it cost too much money to climatize the house because it's original.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's electricity in it, and they've done some drywall and some paint, and I told them to stop. But
Ruining it.
Yeah. So after 3 months of researching about it, I reached out to them and said, "Hey, this is what we do. Can we meet with you?" And I don't know if y'all know Carrie Hopper of History of a Haunting podcast. She was with us at the time, and they had a meeting and said, "Hey, if you guys come in and tell us what it's about at our meeting," but it was during the day, so Audra and I couldn't get away from work. So I put together a whole resume, what we do, what we could provide for them, and she went up and presented it to them. And they said, "Why don't you guys meet us at the house, and we'll introduce you to the Montgomery House." So we met two of their biggest members at the house and walked through it with them, and we explained to them, this is what we do. And I told them, I said, if we can investigate it and prove it that it's haunted, I can get other teams in here, and I'll give you every penny that they pay to come and investigate. I said, I'll take care of the house. I did a bunch of repairs. Literally an hour of talking to these two gentlemen. They turned around and handed us a key.
Wow.
Yeah.
You said the magic word.
Yeah.
Right. That speaks a lot to A, your preparation, B, your presentation, and making them feel comfortable with you to do investigations, because it is tough to get into some of the historical centers. And there's a lot of preconceptions that you have to kind of overcome. So good on you. But I also feel like locations call.
Choose you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Yes, they do. I've
We're pretty sure
definitely
this one's
gone by
good.
locations, wanted to read it, and
Good
there's
point.
a reason.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
Good
So
point.
I love that.
Yeah.
But the best part is Carrie, Audra, and I did an investigation one night.
Like a week later.
And you guys,
something.
it was like a week later, and you guys have one of the facts that we discovered in the house. And we met them up in Troy, North Carolina. The whole historical society came in to the museum that they have up there.
Yep.
And I presented the evidence to them. I had a monitor that I brought. I had a big speaker that I hooked up, and I showed them the EVPs. I told them what we picked up. And we probably came in there with 10 to 12 awesome EVPs.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
And then Audra and I, we can talk about this more later, found our abilities led us to a fact that they could prove in the historical records. They were so excited about what we presented to us. They told us, you have full reign. The house is yours. Do what you want. And then they put us in the newspaper. It was phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
we
that is the ability
Fantastic.
that investigations have. Like you can open up a story. I love that. Love it.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So good.
That's
awesome.
exactly what we were just talking about doing,
Yeah.
is making that connection. Right. Or adding to the story.
That's awesome. So,
I get so excited too. Really.
Right? Like why? Like
some research on it, on the land, which Jennie has. You want to talk about what you got
No,
with the
It's
with
fine. No.
the location for the even the house was there.
Let's talk about the
Then we'll get to
history
you,
of the
Kimm.
house, and we can kind of work it in. We all sort of looked at different aspects of what life was like in North Carolina at that time. I'm sure that you know a lot about the Native American history there. That was my area. That's usually the area that I enjoy looking at. I mean, there's a lot to say about that. And you also have slaves, right, that you've contacted. I know you sent us a list. Can you talk a little bit about that? Slaves in the home?
The
Oh, do you want to
servants.
start at the beginning? Let's talk
Servants.
about whose house it was.
House servants.
Yes, servants. And that's a
I
really
got a
good way to
list.
put it.
Yeah.
From 1850. the census back then was slave inhabitants, and they had Dr. John Montgomery, and they have him down. And back then, they didn't have the names of the slaves.
No.
They had the ages,
Right.
which
The first name,
First
and the
name
age.
and an age,
Yep.
and male or female, basically.
Yeah.
and just for the house, they had 17 slaves.
Mhm.
But and they range from the ages
A lot.
3 months old to 80 years old.
Yeah.
You know, they had them in the house.
Wow.
But back then, they because I did the research on the slavery too in North Carolina, and North Carolina did have the slavery, but it wasn't as big as the other states. As a matter of fact, they're the first ones that gave up slavery like a year after Gettysburg Battle. And so, I mean, it wasn't a big thing back then. But didn't you say that the slaves were like treated like
They're-
people, like
That's-
all the people that took care of the house and stuff?
Well, that's why we said
Right.
servants, because they were addressed. They were
Servants.
told they were called
Yeah.
servants, especially on the Montgomery plantation. Is they were listed as house servants. They ran the land, and more to the story later. After Dr. Montgomery left and was traveling back and forth, the house was basically theirs. I mean, it was his, but
But he wasn't there, and Mrs. Montgomery had passed, so
So
They
they
got-
pretty much ran the house, but they lived there. They were taken care of. They were fed, and they weren't like most slavery. When you hear slavery, you think of whippings and beatings and
Right.
stuff like that. But on this, I guess, plantation, whatever they had, they were taken care of like human beings.
yes,
You know, they were
Right.
here. They were brought over by against their will, but
Yeah.
they weren't treated
and just so we're clear on that,
like human beings, not like animals.
they weren't flogged and beaten and sold like normal slavery.
Mhm.
But I don't know if they were I doubt they were treated as well as family. Let's just put it
no,
that way.
yeah, I would.
No, of course. But that's
I mean,
it.
even an indentured servant, that's a rough,
Mhm.
it's just still
Yeah.
rough. It's not,
Yeah,
your
absolutely.
choice. And I
But-
know that, North Carolina really didn't depend on slavery like other states did as much.
Yep.
At
Mhm.
that time.
Yep.
But still they were servants,
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So I mean,
Yeah.
everything's aspect of, history. That's what.
Right.
Bernie, don't
Exactly.
you have something with the land also? With the
Well, I want to talk a little bit about the Montgomery family first.
okay,
I
you want
think.
to
And then let's talk about how maybe, if you've had any encounters with Native Americans, and we can talk more about the land then,
okay.
if you like. Well, I think we need to
Montgomery-
just start from the beginning with why it's even called the Montgomery House.
Yeah. Well, I was interested with that also because it's Dr. John Montgomery. His
Right.
father was Colonel James Gaines, which I was interested in because John Montgomery was using his mother's maiden name instead of the Gaines name. I was one. Do you know anything about that or why he did that?
No,
Okay.
you don't.
Mary,
We don't, but we could probably ask the Historical Society. So the two main guys that really help run it and maintain it. One, he's called Captain Dave, and he is probably 80 years
Captain
old.
Dave.
And he is fabulous.
The
His
history.
Yeah.
history facts are, you could sit and listen to him forever.
We have.
Yeah, we have hours. So he would be probably the perfect person to ask why Dr. Montgomery has that name versus the Gaines name.
Yeah, we could look more into it also because this is very
Yeah.
interesting, and any information that we could gain, we could share also. So I went on Ancestry.com to get some of this information
Oh, okay.
Oh,
with
wow.
them. So his mother was Mary Elizabeth Montgomery,
Mhm.
and well, she was born in North Carolina. The mother and father were married in September 26, 1835. So that's his parents. That's his parents that were there. That's why I was like very interested. That's why they used the Gaines name, because his father was a colonel. And I did look up some stuff.
Hang on, they were married in 1835.
Yeah.
That means when they had Dr. John, they weren't married
Mm.
Really?
because the
Scandal.
Montgomery house was built in 1830.
Right.
And that was
Right.
when he married Mrs. Mary Christensen, which ended
Yeah.
up being Mrs. Montgomery.
Which
Wow.
was, I
Naughty, naughty.
looked at things, okay. There was also, it looked like he was married once before. And the man died when he was 29 years old. I forgot. I got to get all this stuff together. But yeah, it seemed like he was married, but I think they were brothers. I think
Married brother?
She
last name.
was she was
Yeah, here we
married to
go.
brothers.
She is married. Sounds like because his name was, I can't remember. Pendleton, Pendleton, Gaines.
Pendleton.
Pendleton,
Mm-hmm.
Gaines. And he died, he was 29 years old. He died in 1790. And he was born in 1760. So there might be a little conflict in there. But when I looked at the genealogy and all that stuff, they said that Colonel James was his natural father. But back then, if it wasn't his natural father, they would have said it because they didn't want to, everything back then was, all the history was, a lot of stuff was changed in history. Especially when I go through my genealogy, I find mixed names and everything else, and it could be a mess.
Yeah, you don't want to be wearing that scarlet letter.
Yeah.
Right.
But the father died. This is the whole thing. The Pendleton Gaines, that might be his real father, but he died in 1790, and there was a child born, Mary, the child Mary Gaines, and she died the same in October 1790. So it might have been an accident. They both died the same day.
Yeah,
They
or
died at the same time.
Yeah, he was
Same
29.
day they
She was born, huh?
the same day, or because it could be an illness too. An illness runs in
Right.
the family.
Right.
That
No,
might
the same day. The same day. Well, I don't know if so exactly. She died October 2nd, 1790. He died, they just have him October 1790. So it's the same month, maybe the same day. I'm assuming it's the same day because
Maybe it was an accident of some sort or something.
Yeah, it could
Yeah,
be an
so
accident
it
or
would be an
illness run through the
accident.
family.
so
Right.
it seems like she was
Fire.
married once before. And then then it says second marriage, Colonel James Gaines. And so I'm a guesser. I'm a guessing. Maybe they were a previous marriage, and back then, I know that if a woman with children had, their husband passed away, and he has a younger brother, usually the younger brother steps in and marries that woman to take care of the family and to make it continue.
Right.
So,
Especially in rural areas.
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially in
Especially
rural.
like very religious areas too. The woman has to have somebody there.
Yeah, back then they didn't believe that the women could take care of themselves, so their first initial recourse is to find somebody to take care of them, which is
Somebody,
totally
yeah.
different than it is today. But
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, they had
Yeah,
children. Dr. John Montgomery. They had, and his wife had children, and the one child was Judge William James Montgomery. So he had judges, and he fought at the Battle of Antigua. He actually fought there. So,
he didn't make it.
yes, he did. He made it. I don't know. Could you say he didn't make it? Because I have
No,
here.
because I know exactly where his grave is. He died in the Civil War.
Because he's a judge.
Right.
Said he died at 77 years old. And June 29, 1912, he passed.
Talking about the same one?
And he's in.
Talk about Dr. John Montgomery's son.
No, I'm talking about his son, William.
Dr. John Montgomery's son?
Judge William James Montgomery. Yeah, so this is conflicting what you guys got.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So what?
I
Tell
got
us
this
what you know.
genealogy too. Huh?
Tell us what
So-
you know, Chris.
The history that we have is Dr. John and Mary had 3 boys.
Right.
William is correct, and his other
I
son,
don't know.
John.
I don't remember.
Was John the one in Concord, or was John the
The other doctor,
Yes.
his son in Concord. I don't remember the name though.
So they had 3 sons, William and John or Henry. Henry's buried at the. So no, all 3 of them are actually.
Henry was a doctor also.
Yes, Henry was a doctor in Concord.
Yeah.
John and William fought and died in the Civil War.
Because I got different here. Okay. I'm not
That's the records from the Historical Society, and we found the plot where the family, all but Dr.
Oh.
John,
yeah.
is buried. All 3 sons,
Their
Mary
children.
Montgomery, and their children are all buried in the same plot about a mile away from the home. And William's date of the death is 1861
Oh wow.
during the Civil War.
All right. Because I got that they have more than just 3 children.
Interesting.
And the other children, like we got William, you got John C.
Mhm.
He died 1835 37. This is where I got it all from Ancestry. George W. That's where he was born 1840. He died in 1888. He was 47. Charles Gaines Sr. 1840. He had a son. That's another thing. They had a child, Charles Gaines. So I'm assuming maybe she was married again, and they had more children.
Who, Mary? Mary died before Dr. John did. Mary died in 1855, and Dr.
Okay.
John Montgomery lived to 1872. I can't remember. It's on the sheet that I
When
sent.
she died?
Right.
1855.
1855.
Okay.
So if she was still pumping out kids after that, that's kind of weird.
Well, I have a question about this. So
Yes,
this is in the Civil War, right? So this would be the late 1800s. But this house was built before that. I mean, there was Who?
Yeah.
So what's the family who owned it before that? If
So
you don't,
They built it.
Mary's father was William.
Carisbro?
No,
No,
Christensen.
Christensen.
Christensen, yeah.
Yeah, and he owned the 2nd largest gold mine in the
area.
state of North Carolina at the time.
whoa, cool.
The only other one bigger than that is Reed Gold Mine. It's about a mile down the road from us.
Down the road.
Those were the first 2 gold mines in the United States.
Wow.
Mary's
Wow.
father owned that. What the Historical Society told us is Dr. John was in the Revolutionary War, and when he got out as a soldier, he went and became a doctor and left Boston and came to North Carolina, where his mother is from. And that's when he met Mary. And when they got engaged and set the wedding date, her father gifted him the 5,000-acre plantation, 2 to 5,000. They're not sure exactly how many acres it was.
It was a lot.
Where
That's
the
it.
Montgomery house sits today, and their wedding present is that he built them the house and gave them the wedding, the 2,000-acre, 2 to 5,000-acre plantation.
Cool.
Nice
So
present.
it's in the maternal line. So it's the maternal
Mhm.
married to the Mr. Dr. Montgomery, but it's from her family line that they've been there since the early 1700s.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Very
Yes.
good.
No,
Love it.
To give you a little tidbit of information, Mary was born, raised, and died. Never left a 5-mile radius.
Wow.
Yeah, she was in
And that
North
wasn't uncommon. That back
No.
then.
No.
Hell, it still
Not
happens
at all.
today. There's still people
Yeah.
here in North Carolina that's never left the state.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You got 5,000 acres. Why do you have to go anywhere?
True.
Who wants to ride a wagon for weeks on end just to go to Boston?
You know what I mean? Yeah. It takes you a week to get off your property in a wagon.
Well, 2,000 acres? My God, that would take like hours to get to the other side of it. No wonder.
Yeah, it's
Are we at the end of our
amazing.
program yet?
Miles,
Not
that
yet.
So that's interesting. So I gotta hit the history books again because I may went in the wrong path with another doctor because it doesn't seem like our information is matching up.
Right,
Yeah,
but
and
the
our
names are the
information-
same.
Yeah, and our information comes directly from the Historical Society, and they still have the census records.
Which
Yeah.
is what we sent you guys the
Yeah,
picture
a
of.
picture of, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Like I
Right.
said, I went on genealogy, ancestry.com. And the problem with ancestry.com also sometimes is that people get so excited on that they think they got something good. They'll put down, say, yeah, that's my family member.
Right.
And then later on,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
show it's not,
Exactly.
or wrong date or something like that. Because I know when I first got into genealogy, I started doing my genealogy back in 1986, but not till I got onto in 2006 when I got on ancestry.com, and I started finding all kinds of stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, and misinformation, and I had went through a lot of stuff until I found out, the right stuff. So
I'm
Yeah,
going to give a tip here because Ancestry is actually quite expensive, and sometimes I will pay for it if I'm doing a location. FamilySearch.org is free. It is absolutely free, and it has almost everything that Ancestry has. Not everything. Ancestry does have more. There's a little more,
Okay.
but if you're looking for names, census records, all of that, pictures, FamilySearch.org is free. So anybody out there who doesn't want to pay for Ancestry, I get it. It's
Great advice.
Yes.
very
Yeah,
pricey.
thank you. That would be good.
mhm.
We're all about to find
So-
out some good stuff about our families.
Yeah.
I don't
Everyone's
want-
like this right now. Like,
I'm
Look
good.
at
I don't know
that.
if I want to know.
So,
you're like,
Do you have any more on that? On any of the history of it, Jenny?
Yeah, no, I was just wondering if you ever in any of your evidence came across any kind of Native American spirit.
One,
Well,
One.
I don't know if I'd call it evidence.
but not correct. Not evidence. It's more the back of the property. If you're looking out the back door or standing out back
Into the woods.
to the left side, if you will, there's almost like this small tree line that kind of divides where we see a servant, a female servant, and on the other side there's a female Native American, and they never cross. Never cross.
They never cross the boundaries.
They're-
Where the tree line starts, the Native American girl
Never
always
see 'em.
stays in the trees, and the servant girl always stays out in the open area.
but
Interesting.
but not evidence wise, Jenny.
That's interesting.
That's
I
so
mean,
interesting
and-
you say that because in my reading, I didn't pick up anything of Native American either on the property. So it's so interesting that
And-
you say that.
Mhm.
But
Wow.
that makes sense because really in 1830, right, Andrew Jackson, he signed the Indian Removal Act, right?
Mhm.
And by 5 years later, everybody was getting shipped to Oklahoma,
Mhm.
right? So that would make sense, really. You
Well,
know,
and
that
an
you wouldn't
interesting
pick up.
fact too is not too far down the road, they found the PD Indian mounds,
Mhm.
and it's the oldest recorded indigenous Indian Native Americans on record in the United States. They've carbon dated
dated.
some of the arrowheads that they
Right.
found in the Indian mounds back to like 7 BC.
It's crazy.
It's crazy insane how far
Wow.
back it. Yeah.
Right, right. I mean, we're not
Ooh.
talking Cherokee, which
Love
were
to
which
go.
were the mostly
Right.
we're mostly Cherokee, right?
Right.
In your
Yep.
area. But before that,
PD.
names I couldn't even pronounce. Right, exactly.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
There were others as well. Right.
The Cherokee Nation still exists up north.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's huge up north. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But
That's
I was
it.
just curious, because of that, like I said, they were really forcibly being removed at that point when the house was built.
Yeah. So no.
Well, that
So
makes it
no,
even
no,
more
no.
interesting because she hides. She hides in the trees.
Yeah.
She'll
Mhm.
hide. She'll peek. She'll move from tree to tree. She hides. That's interesting.
Right. Right. Like she's not, making a basket or doing something,
No.
everyday life, she's hiding. Yeah. Well,
That's
that's what
interesting
happened.
because there is 2,000 acres. If they were removing all the
Right.
indigenous Indians, I can't all those fancy words.
Well, it was the Indian Removal Act, really. It was
Yeah.
called.
So if they
Yeah, the
were
Native
moving
Americans.
them at that time, and it makes sense. And you had 2,000 acres, so there must have been something on that land. There must have been, if not living on the land, they might have been hunting on that land. So there's some kind of activity
Right.
right there.
Right.
Oh, I'm sure it was
Exactly.
there at one time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris, Mary Beth wants to know if you can talk to her, or is
Yeah, I
she
just
just
responded.
residual?
He just responded. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
we've reached out to her. She hides. She doesn't respond, but she comes close and then she pulls back. We've tried to reach out and talk to her to see if we could get an EVP, and no.
That's interesting.
Okay.
Sometimes in my
Thanks.
experience with the Native American spirits on the property or on land is they're actually more sentinels and they're not actually there to interact. Some, not all of them, but some of them, they're meant to be there on the land as like sentinels watching, or just kind of as like a guardianship of the land.
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Mhm.
if that's her job, but
Makes sense.
Right.
It does.
Yeah, it does, and it makes sense that they're by the trees too. She's hiding by the trees because I've been on investigations where I did come across Indians, and they actually, you see shadows from tree to tree, and like they're just staying in, just trying to hide from you and just watch. So it makes sense that she's there, watching over, or maybe there's more trees at one time that that actually hit her, but now she's there and it's less trees and everything, so she's more
Yeah,
visible.
yeah.
That's so she can be found. So we'll get into I guess, Kim, we'll get into your readings now.
Yes, I'm
Yes.
interested.
sure. Okay, let's
I'm
do a
sure.
caveat here. We're going to do a big caveat because mediumship is not perfect. It is not
Agreed.
a specific
Of course.
science. How I like to say it is the more we can stack evidence on top of one another. So if something that a medium or psychic says that brings in that can be validated in some other way, either in the history books or through other technology, great. Just because we see it does not make it real. And just because we can't find the history also does not make it false. So it's kind of like, take it with a grain of salt. Maybe it's real, maybe it's not. And these are from pictures. So picture readings are possible. I prefer to go to a location. I prefer reading them outside first, and then I do a reading inside. So I feel like the reading would be optimum at the location, but let's see. I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea. And if something is wrong, please don't sugarcoat it. It's wrong. It doesn't make sense. And that's totally fine.
Oh, you're good.
These are all marked White House because Kim had no idea what she was reading at the time.
Okay.
So here goes number one.
It would be okay. Yeah, number one. Yeah, the short one.
You have them numbered, so that helps me out over here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, so let's do it. This is a reading of some pictures that Anthony sent me on my phone. I have them in a gallery here, so we're going to go through them one by one. Doing a reading. So I did a little bit of a write-up as far as kind of just like jotting down my general impressions, going through these photos already. So I did I just wanted to show you that it says Anthony Photos 917, just giving kind of a summary so I can organize my thoughts in my head as I'm going through these images. Okay, so this first image is the front of a house. And as I feel into this house, as I feel into this area, I usually start on the outside when I'm looking at locations anyway. I usually start outside. And as I'm looking, there's like so much, it's just so busy. So there's people coming in, there's people coming out, there's people in the front, there's people around the house. It's actually quite like this was a very active home. A lot of people. I don't think these are all family members. I don't know. There's either a lot of help or just a lot of people coming in and out of this house. Very busy, lots of, not like residual activity, just like a lot of activity going on in the house, a lot of footsteps. I also want to say that this house feels definitely in the 1800s, mid to early 1800s. A lot of the history wants to take me to 1860, 1850, 1860 timeframe, but I do believe that this house was built before that, mid 1880s, 1800s or even earlier before that, judging by the foot traffic in the home. That could also be because the house was so used. Like it was like a really bustling, lots going on, people coming in and out. So I also want to say this is down south. I'm in northern New Jersey. I want to put this Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. Definitely feel like it's house. I definitely feel like there's plantation involved in this, and that could actually be a lot of where this activity is coming from, that it was quite busy with the farming and the business around there. But I'm seeing them in the house. So I don't really know why a lot of the help and the farmers around the vicinity would be going into the house. I also want to say something. I don't know if this house was moved or if this was not its original site where it originally was, that it was moved or removed because it was going to be taken away. I don't know. There's something about that this may not be its original location. And then I also want to point out, this is the fun part here. So I'm going to point out here to this window right there is because I see a woman in the window. Okay. This woman, she tells me she's the patron of the house. She's the patron of the family. I don't quite know what that means as far as a patron. I'm seeing her in a dress. I'm seeing her in light ruffles of her dress. She's very suspicious of people. So she's like putting the curtains and she's like, who are you? Who's coming onto my property? Who's coming onto my home? She's very suspicious of people. I also feel like she's very pious, very religious, definitely very strong religion. I'm getting an H name, an A name, and an M name. And the A name feels like Anne. And the M name, it's like Mary, but Anne, I do feel like Anne is an A name, the A name here. She is, I don't know, she's not very welcoming, I'm going to be honest, to the house, at least at this point in time. But she's very present. I feel like this is the parlor that she's in. And she's very present looking out the window.
Love you.
Holy shit.
So spot on so many things. And I think the part where you think that the house was being moved or wasn't the original foundation, it sits on the original foundation, but it was in such disrepair that the county was going to use it as a, what do you call it?
A burn test
for
firefighters.
Test for the firefighters. They were going to destroy it.
They removed all the windows and doors.
So
they were going. Yeah.
Good job.
So let me add to the rest of your reading. So busy. So not only was it a working plantation, but Dr. John Michael Montgomery, one of the rooms in the house is where he saw patients. People came from all over to see Dr. John. Mm-hmm. Let me add a little bit more to that.
One more layer.
Like, why are there so many layers?
More parts of the reading. There's more reading.
About layers.
Keep going.
What looks like the dining room now in the pictures that the Coco sent.
And that's the picture you pointed to, by the way.
The window that you pointed to?
That window. Oh.
The Montgomery County Courthouse burnt down at one point. And for 6 to 8 years, they held court in that room.
So what? Plantation, doctor's office, courthouse.
Wow. And it was like, and I say more about it because it keeps coming up as like how busy, because it made no sense to me why there were so many people coming in and out of
that.
Mary,
who is the patron of the property. She is and was very religious.
Mm-hmm.
She commands and controls that house. She is still very much in there. That room that you pointed at is not her parlor, but her parlor is directly across the hall, where she is the majority of the time, and you can feel her the minute you walk into the parlor.
With the furniture. Yeah, I get to that. The furniture where there's like more Victorian furniture in there. Yes.
They did stage it. It's none of the furniture is original in that house. A lot of the counties around the Montgomery County, Troy, I mean, all the little towns, they donate to the Historical Society.
And they use some of that to stage the house. Mm-hmm. And Mrs. Montgomery's parlor is set up like a parlor with Victorian furniture, a big grand piano.
Yep.
Do you have evidence of communicating with her, or have you experienced her? Yeah, cool.
Do we have some for tonight?
We did not send you any tonight, no. Oh, no, I did. There is one clip of her asking who's in my house.
There is.
Yep.
Well, she has more. She has more reading on it. She has another
Yeah.
up to 7
Right.
readings. So that was number
Well,
one. So here's
Let's
number 2.
show the evidence from
Where's the
that.
evidence?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the from the house from Audra
From
and
Mrs.
Chris.
Montgomery.
Yeah. Well, let's finish your readings. Then we'll go through all that. No,
All right.
Okay.
because I don't know what's well. Which one was that you said, Chris? What she
Who's
said?
in my house?
Who's in my house?
Yeah, who's in my house? That is Mrs. Montgomery. We've caught her voice multiple times, and it's the same elderly lady voice. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to play that right
Okay.
now.
Yeah, let's
Okay,
hear it.
here we go.
Yeah.
Sorry, who's in here?
Yeah.
Want to play one more time?
Yeah, play it again.
Yes.
I can't raise.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, elderly woman. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And she sounds very elegant, very like, who's in here?
Proper. She
Proper.
was definitely.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Not like, not like, hey, who's in here?
So that
Yeah.
was when the entire
Who talks like that?
Yeah, that was when the entire EBPE team was there.
That's
Mhm.
amazing.
You can hear us. We're outside talking.
Yeah.
But she did not like the fact that Lourdes and Cherie were in the house.
No.
Yeah, she feels very protective of the house, where she's like
Mhm.
sussing out everybody who enters there.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily feel like she does anything directly to people, but
No.
she's definitely like,
Oh yeah,
like
Right.
you nailed it. Spot on. Yep.
She is a very intense presence.
mm,
Not negative,
yeah,
just intense. That's her house
Right.
to this day.
Yeah.
And she is running it to this day.
yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's interesting. Interesting you picked all that up.
It's funny how you remembered it as who's in my house, because that's kind of the attitude.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
says who's in here, but you
Right.
remembered, you said it, who's in my house, because that's kind of what she meant, right? Like,
Yeah.
who's
Yeah.
in my house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's something she would say.
Oh yeah. To your
Yeah.
face.
Here's the second one of our reading. I'm going to play. Here we go.
So let's go into the next picture here. Okay, so this is another picture of the front of the house here. Again, I see her in this picture too. So I'm seeing lots of people walking up to the steps, and I'm seeing her looking out the window. She's letting me know about her husband. I do feel like her husband was quite prominent in the community. I do feel like she's saying he had a federal occupation. I don't know what that means. Like, worked for the government, maybe postman, or worked for the government, like worked for, the word federal is coming up. But he was very respected in the community. He's also quite stern, I'm going to say. And he's showing me lots of people with him, lots of people coming in, lots of people going out. They want to tell me that they did lose children young. I do feel like there's a young girl that would have passed. And there is a history here with war. So I'm guessing this would be the Civil War if this is down south around the 1800s. So I'm guessing there's a strong history with the war with this family. But there's pride in the war. Yeah. So there's pride here. There's pride with the family and pride with the war service and pride.
Yep.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Yep, nailed it.
Right. Well, like we were talking earlier,
Right.
your federal that you're getting he was an officer, he was a doctor, he was very prominent.
Yep.
That was
Right.
like Montgomery. I don't think it was coincidental. It's
Well,
Montgomery
no.
County, Montgomery.
Well, and to give you guys a concept, Montgomery County was signed in as a county. It was the first county in North Carolina in 1779, exactly 3 years after the Declaration of Independence was signed.
Wow.
At the time, it was the largest county recorded in the 13 colonies at the time, right? Or the 13 original colonies. What now is Montgomery County, back then was what encompasses 6 counties now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And people came from all over. He was the only doctor.
Oh,
Not to mention the
goodness.
courthouse, not to mention he was an officer in the Revolutionary War. And the other portion of the war is his 2 sons in the Civil.
So right
so
on
it
the
was
note.
really
You're
like
right.
that house was really like a center point in the community for quite a bit. Wow.
And if you look at Montgomery County, it's pretty dead center.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
And I like the fact you picked up a little girl, but there was no history of them having a little girl,
But there is one there.
to our knowledge. But there is a little girl presence there.
Sarah.
And we call her Sarah.
I didn't get the chance to draw it, but I did see a little girl there,
Mhm.
and she has red hair and pigtails, and she not that tall. I figured maybe about 7, 8, 9, those ages.
Yeah.
And
That's
she does
her
have a fringe dress. She has those socks on with the fringe on it, and the shoes with the open with the strap and stuff like that. So I gotta get that. I gotta draw that for you. And she has green eyes and like a reddish face, and her face is roundish.
And I don't see the details on her. I just know she's there, and the name Sarah popped in my head one day.
But what I can tell you, Tony Rathman, the very first apparition that he has ever seen
was her.
At the
Really?
Wow.
I did not know that. And what another interesting thing is, weren't most immigrants to North Carolina from Scotland or like that area?
Ireland,
Like
yeah.
Right, like Welsh, Scottish. I think a lot of Scottish people. And you said she's green eyes with red hair. It just made it interesting.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Do you have evidence of communicating with Sarah? Do you have anything with Sarah?
Oh yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Is she on here too?
Oh,
Sarah calling Lourdes.
Hey, Lourdes. Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Hey, Lourdes.
We got the evidence with Sarah calling Lourdes. You want me to play that?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. She
So
calls
sweet.
Lourdes.
Wow.
Yeah, she loved
so
she called her.
sweet.
There was 2 times that she called her name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's totally a different tone than Mary.
Absolutely.
Totally different. Totally different. Wow.
And age. Like you can hear it's a little girl. And yet there shouldn't be a little girl is what you're saying? Like there's no, okay.
There's no connection of the little girl to the house.
Not to our
And how
knowledge.
did you come to name her Sarah?
It popped in my head. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what we
okay.
picked up.
Hey, that works.
And the minute we started calling Sarah,
Yeah,
we
and
started
when we
getting her
acknowledged her,
responding.
yeah,
Yep.
when we finally
I
got
feel
the
like
name out of
that
her.
sounds familiar, but that's another story for another day.
Okay.
Like something like that. You got the little girl that it was a courthouse. It was a doctor's office. So other people from the outside were coming in.
Correct. So somebody could have
The
had.
little girl Sarah, maybe the doctor,
Patient.
maybe because at that time there was a lot of stuff going on. Consumption, influenza, whatever.
Yeah.
Influenza.
You don't say, but there was a lot of
Always.
plagues going on at that time. So you don't know what was going and what she died of or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
But we pick up when we're in the house that she's from a different period. So a later period, not from the 1800s is what we're getting from it.
Oh, because that's interesting because she has the white dress on with like a red sash and the things in the socks. That could be from the 20s.
Absolutely.
Could be. Yep.
1920s. I'm not even talking about the 1920s. And
Mhm.
so it could be maybe your grandchild or something.
Yeah, and what you got to remember
Could
too
be.
that Dr. John died in the 1870s,
Mhm.
and he's
He's
buried in
family.
Concord, North Carolina. The
Yeah.
entire rest of the family is less than a mile from the house.
Yeah.
So He's and that was in the 1870s, and then there's no record of who owned the house after that.
Really?
So we don't know if her father took it over or gave it to another family member or what happened after that to the servants or anything.
You know, I tried to find that too, and I couldn't find any. It just stopped.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
It just stops.
They know there was a gentleman kind of living there. I won't say for free, but
In the 1970s.
left in the 1970s.
Right.
Squatter.
Which is amazing because there's no plumbing
There
in
is
the
to
house
this- yeah.
whatsoever.
Wow.
Mm.
Good to know if you go investigate the Montgomery
Absolutely.
house.
That's why our
Okay.
investigations are
For a
like, not
long time.
overnight.
Yeah, if you don't like going to the bathroom in the woods, then you're not coming to the Montgomery house.
We'll bring a tent to have our own little set up our own bathroom.
Yeah.
We got those too. All right. So here's another one. We did what? We did 2. This is, I guess,
Right.
3.
Yeah, so 3.
Okay, here we go.
This picture. Okay, so I'm going to the side of the house here now. This looks like this is the side of the house with a car. And actually, this is kind of where the energy shifts a little bit for me. I do feel like there was another building here. They also want to tell me that there was a very old tree that was here on the side of the house around this area, like an old chestnut tree. And there's a man out here. There's a man outside. I do feel like he's African American. There's something about a hanging or sentenced to hanging or sentenced to a crime. I see a T name associated with this. I see him outside of this building. He would also kind of he's very present outside. So I'm just going to say that, especially on the outside on this direction. People may experience somebody walking up to the door and nobody being there. So walking up to the door, maybe hearing knocking on the door and nobody being there outside, or seeing shadows coming from the windows. That would be him. He's just letting me know of his innocence. It was unfair. I'm not going to get too much
Interesting.
Wow.
Little controversy on that one.
Right? Let's
I'll
do
let
it.
you tell the
Let's
story.
do it.
Oh, okay.
Well, there has been a photo captured behind the house of a man. And there's a debate on it if it's a soldier, and I think it's a servant.
Right.
Mm.
And I love it because it was that Ash's picture or
It was Scott's picture from
Scott's
PPIT.
picture.
Yeah.
well, in the time that we went there, it was another one of those that I was kind of looking out, and you don't want to walk too high into the grass because snakes and everything else. But I was kind of like walking towards it, and Ash was there from PPIT, another team here, and doing an investigation. I'm like, there's a guy out there, and they snapped
a photo and caught him. Yep.
But the debate is he a soldier or a servant?
I
So
feel like
It's interesting.
I
that
feel
you
like
got
he's
servant.
servant and would be the help part
Yeah.
of the help there.
And there is a tree stump on the side of the house that is an old
Big.
chestnut tree.
Perfect.
Oh,
Love it.
My question is, was that car really there or was it?
Yes,
That was actually my truck.
That was his truck.
Is that a ghost vehicle?
ghost truck.
Those happen. People see ghost vehicles
And
sometimes.
what's even more interesting than that is the only entrance we used to go into the house.
Correct.
And when you mentioned there was a second building, there was. They did not cook their food inside. So the kitchen would have been a separate building about 50 feet behind the house.
Summer kitchen, yeah.
Yeah, so if the kitchen caught fire, it didn't burn down the house.
Right.
They could rebuild the small kitchen really easy. So yes, there would have been a second building directly about 50 feet behind the house that would have been where they cooked all the food, and then they brought it into the house to prep it to serve the meals.
That's
Now
amazing.
we have never gotten proof of
Never
it,
proof.
but the Historical Society has told us that they believe, and there are some slight records about it, that people were sentenced to hang in the courtroom that they use there, that one room that they use as a courtroom for 6 to 8 years. And the rumor is, they can't prove it, that they were actually hung out back.
Yeah.
There you go. Wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Right on the money, Kim.
But still, you were right on the money with the whole justice thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Have you
interesting.
had any? Do we have a picture of the
We don't do
shadow outside?
No, I did not send that one.
Oh no, that's okay.
Okay.
And have you been able to communicate with that one out? The spirit? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Just the one picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just the one picture of the outside.
Yeah.
The spirits outside don't tend to communicate for some reason. It's almost like they're busy. We've got the Native American girl that hides and just watches, and then the servant girl that we've seen out back. She has no qualm about showing herself at all. She walks across the open field, but she has never made contact.
She won't come up towards the house.
No, she doesn't cross the grass line.
That's interesting. So here's number 4. Let's listen.
Amazing.
Okay, so here we are. We are walking into the house now. So this is the front of the house, like when you're walking into it. And I see her coming out and greeting me. Again, there's suspicion. There's quite a bit of suspicion from her. I don't think she does anything, but she definitely doesn't make me feel very good. Like, she doesn't make me feel very welcome. But there's pride in this house. Again, like, looking at these stairs, my gosh, these are used than I would imagine for the time frame that I'm kind of getting. So I feel like there was a lot of people coming in and out of this house for services of some kind, maybe seeing all kinds of ages. But this woman must always greet them and like allow them entrance. She's kind of like the gatekeeper. I do feel like people would experience her. She's not very friendly. Yeah, she's letting me know that this would be like the stripped down version of her home. The stripped down version. Must be for renovations. I mean, I think she's telling me that it was like more wallpapered everywhere and more stuff going on. And I think her daughter also, or somebody in the family, another female from the family ended up with this house. And they were a little bit more frivolous with the decorations, she's saying. But this is a stripped down version. I don't think a lot of this is her furniture. I don't think a lot of this is hers at all. But the house is hers.
Perfect.
Yeah. And again, correct, because it's used as a stage, basically, for events. They host events there.
They did.
Prior to COVID, they were doing like Christmas events and just trying to raise money. And, yeah. So,
right.
But it is not
question.
her home.
I have a question about, I know we have locations near us, like Strauss Mansion, right? It's a museum. They bring in all this furniture. There's museum furniture, museum items, even Native American items, right? And our next week's show is something like that as well. Do you find that affects the paranormal activity? Have you found that this has nothing to do with Dr. Montgomery, let's say, or Mrs. Montgomery? It has everything to do with that chair they brought in.
Oh yeah,
piano.
Okay.
Yeah, there is it's an organ.
Organ. Okay.
It just sounds funny when I say it, and people make fun of me. But there is an organ that they brought in within the last.
Organ.
Yeah, within the last year and a half, somebody donated it and they brought it in, and it does have how do I say this? An Italian 1930s gangster type guy that it's attached to it, and he is just
he's a
jerk. He's a jerk.
Wow, he's like, how do I say this? Italian.
I did see when you showed me the pictures. I did see that, and I drew the picture. And I'll show the picture.
Yes, that's right. Love it. Can you show the picture, Anthony?
Yeah, matter of fact, it's on here.
Oh my goodness!
Right next to the organ.
Yeah.
That's why I seen it. When I was looking at the pictures, I seen the organ, and I seen this guy standing there.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
wow, good job.
And then I send it to Chris, and then Chris goes, "Yeah, there's somebody attached to that organ." It's like, oh, that's pretty cool,
Yeah. Absolutely.
The mustache.
But he was there for the first couple years, so we're going on year 3.5.
Yeah.
And for the first year and a half or so, he wasn't there. But then they moved that organ in, and you can tell they moved it in because it's the only thing without dust on it, right?
Yeah.
And I noticed it right away because we're there, every other month minimum.
So,
yeah.
I was curious.
This is new.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great
I
example.
took a little picture of the organ inside, but
he definitely does not belong there.
No, and he's an angry little man.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Hey, he has no cannolis.
Yeah, Anthony needs to give him a cannoli.
He has no cannolis. Hey,
Oh,
how many
man.
years he's been there waiting for his cannoli?
Well, I
know
also love that with the evidence, like something changed. Now we're getting something different. And for
Mhm.
items, I think that's so important when people are all of a sudden, especially if you've been investigating a place over and over and over again, or you live in a house, and then all of a sudden something is shift. All of a sudden you're getting new
Right.
voices, new experiences. I
Mhm.
always tell people to ask yourself, have you brought anything new into the house? Have you
Right.
moved anything? Has anything left the house? So, and because that can really trigger it. So yeah, good for you guys figuring out like, oh, this has been in here and now we have this guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like I
Mary
said, a
Beth
lot
has-
of these places have it. Oh, go ahead.
Mary Beth has a good question. I don't
Yeah.
know the answer to that, if Mary interacts with him or not. She pretty much just,
Yeah.
I say she keeps to herself, but she still runs the household, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like she will have nothing to do with you other people, but she runs the house.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
If he was brought
That
in
makes
through
sense.
another item, I don't think sometimes spirits, they don't interact with each other. You know, he's from a different era also.
He pretty much stays in that room.
Yeah, I mean, but he's pretty prominent.
Yeah,
though.
he is.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a turd ball.
Okay, we're up to, I think, number 5.
Is there any other pieces of evidence from Chris and Audra that we want to play?
On that.
How many did I send you? I sent you like 5,
Oh,
right?
like I have no
Yeah,
idea.
1, 2,
Yeah,
3.
Do you
5.
have anything
four.
Go
from the piano room?
I don't know. Little boy here, is that anything?
No, that is the confirmation that we actually got confirmation from the Historical Society of one of the servant boys.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
And
monk,
what's the name for that
Monaco,
boy?
Monaco?
Does he have a name?
Joseph.
That is Joseph.
That's Joseph. Okay, that we saw in that.
Joseph.
Oh, okay.
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 Um,
No, we can play it.
little boy.
Sure.
Here we go. That's clear.
So cute.
Wow.
So let me tell you the backstory to this, and I think you also have the picture too.
Oh, the
Yeah.
census.
So Audra and I were picking up a child's energy in the one area of the house. So if you're looking at that one picture that you showed Kimm,
The back door.
the very back door, as you looking from the front door to the back door, which would have led out to the kitchen, right?
Okay.
We were back in that area underneath the stairwell.
Me
which-
and Carrie.
Yes,
too,
Audra
yeah.
and Carrie were
Yeah.
there too. No, it was just me. I'm just kidding.
It's all you.
All 3 of us were standing there. There was a cold spot about thigh high, and Audra just got this vision
Could I see him?
of this little servant boy smiling up at
Oh,
her.
cute.
And I looked over and I went, his name's Joseph. So we started talking to him and he interacted. And that's when we got to hear. When we presented the evidence to the Montgomery County Historical Society that day, this was the first investigation. We told them that we picked up. Audra said she felt him. I said, I got a name, Joseph. We both feel he was 5 years old and he was a servant boy. They pulled up the 1870 census. They literally had somebody, and this is physical record. This isn't on like microfiche or something.
No.
She literally dug through and found the census in 1870. Dr. John Montgomery, 5-year-old servant boy named Joseph.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So we nailed that.
You guys are amazing.
1970.
That was very. That was like, oh, thank
Gratifying.
God I got nuts. That
you're
was a hard, like, woo, we got this one.
We're still
That's good.
I have a question for you. So since you've had that communication with him and that validation with that spirit boy, has he still been present, or do you feel like he's less present now or more present?
he's still present, but that is the only
Yeah, less
communication
present.
that we've recorded.
Mhm.
So I
But he'll
found a
come up
lot
right
of
next to
times once you can give them that validation, like we see you, we know you're here, a lot of times that will dissipate a little bit. So that's really cool. Oh my
Yeah.
God, you serving spirit.
But yeah,
Cool.
you'll be there.
Right,
You'll be
right,
doing
right.
an investigation, and you'll get that cold spot about mid thigh, hip high,
Mm.
and I'll look at Audra and I'll go, "It's Joseph."
Yeah.
Oh, and your face, Audra, talking about him, and just like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
said, you could
that's
see
always.
him. Could you see him better than others? Like you could see him better than you can see others. It seems
That
like.
night she did.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's
She connects with children.
yeah.
I
I'm
can
definitely
see why.
more drawn to, or they're drawn to me. Every location that it feels like we go to, I can pick up the child easier than I can an adult.
That's interesting.
So
But
there
I can see that.
there was another place around here. It's called the Devil's Tramping Ground.
Yeah.
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah,
We have
it's
a couple of those.
Yeah,
New Jersey Devil.
It's not what people make it out to be.
It,
And
We call
again,
it Times
it was,
Square.
huh?
In the city over here, we call it Times Square.
So again, it was Chris and Carrie and myself, and we went to
we drove out there.
we drove out to, and it's just again in the woods, big circle, nothing grows there. They've tested the soil. It's one of those kind of stories.
Literally, we're talking almost 200 years. Nothing has grown in this spot.
And of course, people have desecrated it. They've put up
Stupid
the
shit.
signs and the bad
Right.
things that you shouldn't be doing.
Mhm.
But kind of walking around, Chris is like, he's picking up Native Americans,
Mhm.
and there's a couple like small paths that you can kind of go around, and we're walking down one, and I was like, oh my God. I mean, like two little kids just like whoosh right by me.
Zooming
Little
past
boy,
you,
little
right.
girl,
Oh, yeah.
definitely
There
Native
was a
American.
Native American out in the forest that we got on
There was-
recording.
Yeah.
And what was really weird about it is I got into the circle that they call it the devil's dancing circle, and that's where the devil dances, and that's why nothing grows there. I actually got into the path of the circle, and I started hearing the Native American music, and I actually started dancing in the circle, making the noise because that energy that I was picking up. And then I did a bunch of research on it, and that was indigenous land, and they used to have prayer circles.
Right.
And the whole backstory that everybody's been afraid of it is a bunch of crap, and the people that go out there and do stupid stuff. So
As
yeah,
usual.
Yeah.
As usual.
Yeah. They got
So the
nothing to do.
dancing was good dancing. It was Native American dancing,
it was
circle
prayer.
in a circle.
Yeah, it was ceremonial prayer dancing. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
We have more here on
Debunked.
Kim. You want to do some more?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Whatever you want.
Well, that was number 5 or 4.
Energy.
I lost count here.
I know, I'm
Let's
amazed.
see. I might have to go back.
You're a number.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, so this is looks like a dining room with a table, and there's also a fireplace as well. I'm seeing lots of discussions here, like a receiving area, like they would be receiving and discussing finances and discussing different things. So this is the parlor, receiving area. So I see, again, lots of people coming in, coming out. Dealings? I don't know. People coming in, people coming out. People coming in with injuries? Yeah, stripped down version of my home.
Very close. That it would have been the meal area.
Well, we're assuming just kind of how houses were,
That's what they told us anyway.
how built. So again, that back door, as you're looking straight down the
Behind the table, yeah.
center, like the original picture, when you look straight down the hall, that back door would have been outside to the kitchen, and they would come in and make a left, in that room with the table would have been kind of like your prep area, and then through the next room was the formal dining.
No, they've never confirmed that.
Well,
They could have eaten in that room.
yeah, that's true. But and then, well, that's now the formal dining, I guess. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah,
it.
who
But
knows?
again, it
So
could have
again-
been some kind of financing and stuff in there.
Oh, yeah.
Even the servants could have been just talking back and forth too.
Absolutely.
They're setting up the prepping the meals and stuff. So maybe that's where we sat and say, "Oh, this is what
Good
we have to
point.
get. This is what we have to buy." So it could be something in that nature.
Well, and what's interesting is you said sick and illness and somebody injured coming in. They probably would have come in the back door because Dr. Montgomery's office is the room right behind that room that you're looking at. So anybody coming in to see the doctor would have come through that back door. Mrs. Montgomery wouldn't have let sick people come through the front.
Mm.
So yeah, so you, goddamn.
I know.
Imagine
Well,
what-
it's just, you know, it was just so, you keep hearing me say like it's so busy. There's so
Yeah,
much, like,
absolutely.
and
Yeah.
it's not residual activity. It's just the experience of that building had
Oh,
just
yeah.
so much going on in there. Really, really amazing.
That's
This
awesome.
might be a crazy question, but do you have any idea about how many patients he would see?
Oh, good question.
Like, let's say, or, you know,
No idea.
per day, per week? No.
The only doctor in the county, probably a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like our
I mean,
waiting
how many people lived in the county?
room sitting there,
Yeah.
but
Right. I'm just curious.
yeah, I don't know. They never
Well,
disclosed
back then too, they had other people that
that one. Oh,
doctors so far away. They had other people like in town, probably like midwives or something like for births and stuff like that. So, and who knows? Back then, they might have had some kind of person that made cures out of natural
Right.
stuff too. So, and how many people see a doctor
right.
nowadays? None of us.
Right. Well, back then it would have been even harder because,
Yeah.
I mean, if it was a 2-day ride,
Right.
you had to be pretty damn sick to head that way.
Right.
Yeah.
They didn't make house calls. Exactly. I was just curious.
I'm going to play a piece of evidence. Leave them Moco.
Oh, leave them. MoCo is the Historical Society nickname.
Okay.
Oh.
So this, before you play that, this one's funny. So indigenous of the time, right? Or indicative, sorry. See what you got me doing, Anthony?
I grew up on people.
Well, you know.
So indicative of the time, we were there. I was doing some repairs on the house. Audra was in cleaning up because we had an investigation coming in the next night. And Audra is talking about cleaning the house.
That's right.
And apparently somebody didn't like a white lady doing the cleaning.
Oh.
Ah. So I guess we're going to play this one.
Yeah.
Well, that's the ceiling, getting cobwebs and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yep,
Yeah.
I literally had a broom, dustpan. I mean, I was like,
And if you listen, Audra's telling me at the time that she's getting the cobwebs.
yeah,
Yeah.
Somebody in the house didn't
And they're
her
like,
doing it.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
leave
it's
them.
almost like a
Leave
panic.
them.
Like, no, don't, not you. Don't do it.
right,
Yeah.
right.
That's
Right.
interesting.
That's
I'm
so
almost
That's
clear.
why they didn't
Like
like
Mary again.
Lourdes. They didn't like Lourdes or Cherie.
No,
I mean,
Sarah did, but not
Yeah.
Mrs. Montgomery, no.
Yeah, because
No.
they wouldn't have been. They would probably be more considered more of a servant than anything.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So,
That's so clear. And by the way, that Southern Entities paranormal guy with the reaching out is going to give me nightmares all night. By the way, that picture.
That was our old book.
That logo
I
is
think we're-
terrifying.
we're number 6. Kim, sound familiar? I
Sorry,
don't know.
what?
I think we're on number
Number
6.
6, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there's one more after that. So here's
Yep.
All right. Okay. Now we're getting into a little bit more of the furniture here. So this is another room, it looks like, downstairs, another parlor area. She says this was more of my furniture, more of my stuff, because I do think she liked to have a little bit of the fancier stuff. So she had quite nice things because she was more wealthy and prominent in the society, in the family, in the society, in the town. Patron. So she's letting me know, like, with the money that she had, she was able to have like quite a bit of charities, or that she was able to support some children or support some families with the money that her husband made. The receiving room, they're telling me this was the receiving room. So the other one was like more of the back receiving room, and then this was the receiving room. She passed, I want to say, in her 80s. I also want to say that he passed before her and left her the house. And there was quite a big family, extended family, quite a bit of an extended family. That would even, again, they're talking about federal or senators, or I don't know, there's some kind of government position within the family. If it's not within the husband, it's within the family.
Yep.
Mhm.
But
Wow.
she passed before he did.
Right. But you say that he left her the house. Her wake was held in that parlor. She's buried a mile down the road. And when she passed, he moved to Concord to be near his last remaining son, who was a doctor in Concord at the time. And he would come back and forth about once every 2 months. He called it his rural retreat. So technically, he did leave her the house because she never left.
Yeah.
No, she never left.
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
Mm,
We can walk in there right now. She's there.
Oh yeah.
that's interesting. Yeah.
Yep.
She
Does
has
she
one
like
more
you,
room.
Audra?
I'm sorry.
Does she like you?
She loves
Yeah.
Audra. Yeah.
Well,
She
everyone loves
yells at me though.
Everybody does.
She
A lot
does
of
yell.
Yeah, she yells at her.
Like you can I'll have my K2 reader, and again just kind of that mental and she was definitely not a tall lady, and you can just see her just running up to me and just
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh my
I
goodness.
just saw it. She was really not happy with
Well,
me when we brought.
And I didn't send you guys that clip, but
Yeah.
Audra has a video of it, and you can see Audra going, "Are you mad at me?" And
And
the K2 would go.
was just like,
I think I've seen that one. That's
Yeah.
that's incredible. Yeah, right on cue.
Yep. She
Yep.
was not a happy
Okay.
lady.
Tough
Yeah,
lady.
she's got quite the personality, but I do feel like she's just so appreciative of what's being done and preserved in the house, because there was a time when it was really up in the air, and
Yeah.
she's really happy that there's help there cleaning up the house.
And every time we go into the house, whether we're cleaning it or we're taking care of it or we bring new groups in, we always say, "Hello, Mrs. Montgomery." We introduce
Right.
This is Chris and Audra again. We introduce everybody to her. We make sure that she knows that we know it's her house.
Yeah.
I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
And we explain
And you
to her that
respect her.
people coming in are helping preserve her home so it stays in the condition that it's in. We explain that to her every time. So.
I wish
Absolutely.
more people would do that. I really do. I think sometimes
Mhm.
even, and when you leave, thank you, Mrs. Montgomery, for
Yeah, we tell her good
having
night.
us in your house.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, every time you leave a location, I say thank you for anything you shared with us, and you got to show the
Right.
respect.
Of course.
So this is the last one of her part of her readings. This is number 7.
Okay, so we're going upstairs here. There's a hallway upstairs. In 2 bedrooms. This was his and her bedroom is what I'm feeling, and they slept separately. I'm not getting other than there used to be beautiful wallpaper, there used to be beautiful carpets, and this is just a stripped down version. She's like, this is not she's telling me there are pictures of what it looked like, and I think they're using the pictures maybe to renovate this area, but there are pictures of what it did look like. Okay, and then here's another room. I have, looks like an organ and a piano, and looks like a little rendition of the house and some pictures on the wall. So feeling from this, again, this pious nature, this religious nature, I don't feel like these organs are theirs, at least not this woman and this other man. She's bringing me even to she's bringing me the 1880s, but even into the 1960s. So I have a feeling the family had this in the family into the 1960s. And then it was abandoned for a long time. Yeah, and it needed a lot of love. Bringing it down to the bones is what they're saying. All right, so that kind of finishes up the picture reading. Love it. Can't wait to see what the reveal is, and if any of that makes sense, or if they are experiencing any paranormal activity, and that can help them identify who may be present there.
Can I just?
Very good.
That was
Very good,
amazing.
Jim.
Well, it's not for me. It's for the location. It's really for the location, helping the location and validating if there's any experiences. I did not know that this was a place that was very well investigated. Anthony didn't tell me anything. So when they told me that this was you guys who have done years of investigating here, I was like, oh my Lord.
Yeah.
No, you
I know everything about this place. So
She knew
Cool.
nothing. Absolutely
Yeah.
nothing.
That's so awesome.
So let me point out. So you point out that it was very pretty and predominant. So The wood walls that you see are the original walls.
Yeah.
Cool.
There wasn't any wallpaper on at that time. What you see is how it would have been. But what you guys haven't seen in the pictures is in the 1800s when they built houses, there wasn't any closets. There was one fireplace in the house. There was no decorative trim.
Normal people.
Normal people, right? Folks like us.
Normal people.
But the Montgomery house has a fireplace in every room. It has closets upstairs, except in Mrs. Montgomery's house and in her bedroom.
Mhm.
And you are absolutely right. They did sleep. There's
That's
4
separate.
bedrooms upstairs, but two of them was hers and his.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're
I mean, it was
absolutely
pretty
right.
typical of the times back then
Oh, yeah.
too.
Yeah.
But cool. Yeah.
Well, if you guys looked at the picture, she doesn't look like the friendliest person on the planet.
We have a picture of her.
Did we send one to you guys?
I thought I sent one to you on the flyer. I can show you.
Oh, on the flyer, sure.
Yeah, you can show us.
Sure.
'Cause,
Let me pull it up.
Can we see it? Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I will
Bring her
pull
to
it up.
life here. Bring
Yeah.
her features to life. Yeah.
yeah, and we do got one
I
more
think we've all got the
deal
picture in
that
our head.
you guys sent us also.
So I'm going to share my screen. One of you guys are going to have to pull it in for me.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you could bring that in.
Yeah.
That is Dr. Montgomery and Mrs. Montgomery.
Oh dear.
Oh yes.
Oh dear.
I take it.
So
I
there
take
you
it
go.
back. That logo isn't so scary anymore.
Yeah.
She's scarier.
She
She's-
is formidable.
She is formidable.
But you're right. She looks tiny. Like I think
Yeah.
She does
yeah.
look very small.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm guessing I'm about 5'6". I'm guessing her about right here on me is what I see.
But she looks petite as well. You know, like her bone. She looks
Yeah.
thin.
Bone structure. Yeah.
Interesting here, Kim. You said something about political. His brother, right there, was a representative to the Session Convention in Raleigh in 1861 and was elected
wow.
to serve in the Confederate Congress.
Oh, the federal. Maybe that's the federal part.
Yes.
You kept saying federal.
Yeah, that was a weird word to have come out.
Yes.
Interesting. I wish I had dived in a little bit more on that. It's always hindsight sometimes when the information comes in. And I don't know if you experience that too, Chris and Audra. Like sometimes when you pick up stuff and then you're like, oh, I could actually like have dived a little bit deeper. But so hindsight, but yeah, she's very prominent. It's so great that you're able to give her and the other spirits that are there a voice, because I think they wanted it. And that's why they really attracted you guys there.
But round of applause for Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
boy.
No, it's
Kim.
Thank
A
you.
remote reading from New Jersey
done.
that's 95% accurate. That's insane.
It was
well,
really.
thank
I
you,
mean,
but
unbelievable, Kim.
Great. That's,
Do you feel
got
like
one-
she's the? Oh yeah, you have one more. That's right.
we had
We have
one more
another piece of
clip
evidence.
before we have to leave.
wait,
That's
I
great.
do? No, you don't.
No.
Yeah,
They
okay.
send us one more. It says
Yeah,
it's
okay,
not a
good.
have
hoax.
one more.
Yeah, do that.
So let's play this one.
Ooh, play it again.
So it came in really fast, not
Yeah.
a ghost.
Mhm.
The interesting thing about that is I normally don't say the word ghost
Mm-mm.
when I talk to spirits. I talk to them like they're people because that's what I believe they are. They're just people.
Because they are. Right.
That time, I had walked through and said, if there's any ghosts or spirits here, you can communicate with us. This was the first investigation, so we can prove and bring other people in here to preserve this house and keep it alive. So if you're a ghost and you're here, please speak. That's the response I got.
No way.
Yeah.
Don't call me a ghost.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, how dare you?
Really? And it was like not a ghost.
Yeah.
I prefer spirit.
That's right.
I
prefer
want to show the
alive.
photos pictures one more time of the place.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're
so I get to see the
fantastic.
inside
Please, yeah.
of the audience. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the front of the house.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe you guys can tell us.
Oh, that's a shed.
That's not original.
No,
that was put
but-
there in the 70s. It just looks like
Oh,
shit.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you see the back door, Kim?
Yes.
That would have
Okay.
went out to the kitchen, and the door to the left of that was Dr. Montgomery's office, where
And
he
the
would see
door to the
patients.
right is where that kitchen table is.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And that little area, well, you can't see I'm pointing. So behind the staircase near the door
Where the bench is.
where the bench is, yeah, that's where we picked up Joseph.
Yep.
That's where he just looked up at me and smiled.
Wow.
I love that.
Here's another picture. I'm not sure where this is, but
There's the kitchen.
That would have been the kitchen prep area.
Prep, yeah.
Gotcha.
that's
So
the prep
that-
area. That's where you said what they were talking finance and stuff. This
Yes.
is-
Yeah. And then that's the side of the house, Kim, that you said a lot of people enter through, and that's the only working door
Yes.
Whoa.
right now.
So that's how you guys go in. Okay.
That's how we
Yes.
get in it. Yep.
And it
Yeah,
wasn't
do you
working when
guys
we-
have you experienced like knocking on the door and going to the door and nobody being there?
No.
Mhm.
No.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay,
We
yeah.
haven't, but other groups might have.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, there hasn't been any other groups
Oh shit! There's been tons of people come in.
without us.
Oh, not without us. No.
Okay.
This is what we would have. They painted it,
Yeah.
but what we
Oh.
believe this would have been one of the children's bedrooms.
Maybe this is where they talk about wallpaper.
Yeah,
Back
maybe
when
that's what you're
wallpaper was big. Especially rich people, they always had some kind of fancy wallpaper.
What a shame they painted it.
Yeah.
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 Ugh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that
lavender
hurts.
room. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know.
That is the hallway upstairs.
So you're looking towards the front of the house.
Right. So if the door to the right would have been Mrs. Montgomery's bedroom.
Cool.
The door to the left would have been another one of their children's bedrooms. That is where Sarah comes out of, is that room to the left.
Okay.
Okay.
And then there's a room to the right that you can't see in the picture.
Right, we're
On this
standing
side
at
of
the
that flag
stairs.
hanging on the wall
Yeah.
would have been Dr. Montgomery's bedroom.
Okay, here's another one.
Yeah, that is
She's one of the patrons that
yes.
from the Historical Society that she donated a lot
Yes.
of money to the Historical Society.
So prior to COVID, there was 4
benefactors.
benefactors, and they had a trust account for the Montgomery County Historical Society to go buy these older houses, fix them back up to restore the history of the county.
Mm-hmm.
During COVID, all 4 of them passed away. Only one of them due to COVID.
I'm like, not COVID related.
One of them was COVID related. The other 3 were because of natural causes. They were older, but when they passed away, their children went, "Nope, that's our money," and took all that money away from the Historical Society. So the money that we raise doing investigations is what helps maintain the Montgomery House.
Unfortunately, none of the other ones.
Well,
Just this one.
Well,
Here's anything else?
I mean, good on you guys.
Yeah.
Now, that is what the house would have originally looked like. That is the only original room left in the house besides the one Sarah's in, except they put drywall on the ceiling for some reason. But this would have been Dr. Montgomery's bedroom.
Yeah, I love the wood, how they put it together, because you don't see one nail. You do not see one nail on that floor.
No.
No, it's still a beautiful house.
Yep.
Good point, Anthony.
It is gorgeous. Look at that wood.
Mhm.
Here we go.
I love
They
the
don't make them
windows.
like they used to, right? Yeah.
Nope.
Exactly.
And
Oh, yeah,
all
the
the windows and doors are the original windows and doors from 1830. You can see the distortions in the pane of glass still. It's fabulous. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, they took them out
fantastic.
for the fire drill that they were going to do, and then they put them back in.
Yeah.
I could
Seems like
almost,
so
I could
much
almost
work.
throw up when you say that.
Yeah.
Like really, I could physically get sick hearing you say they would burn it down.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be a training event for them.
Okay, here we
Honestly,
go.
like I think any of us would really.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's Mrs.
Oh,
Montgomery's
there's the
parlor
parlor.
downstairs. Yep.
Hmm.
The 2 circles on the back wall are Dr. Montgomery and Mrs. Montgomery's pictures. They're original pictures. They're awful faded. You can't
Yeah.
see the details anymore, but they're there.
All the fireplaces. You're right. That's unusual.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're even in the bedrooms, which you don't normally see.
Well, I
Not
think
at that
she liked the refinery. I really think she liked the luxury, and
It
she
was-
had the money. She had the money, and she was able to do it.
So this is a perfect example. This is Mrs. Montgomery's
Yeah, this
room.
is the front.
This is the Mrs. Montgomery's room upstairs. Each bedroom had a fireplace.
And 1830s. It's crazy.
It's wild.
That's the opposite side of her bedroom, yeah. Which is directly above her parlor.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the last one.
And that's looking from that back door towards the front door.
Front door.
To the front door.
This is great. I can't thank the Cocos enough for the pictures.
Yeah, I want to thank Todd and Camilla. Camilla. Did I say it right?
Or Carmela.
Chameleon.
No,
Carmela.
you never did.
So
The Cocos.
Carmela.
it's interesting, if you look to the right, that
Never
door to
gonna
the right
happen.
is where the organ is with the
Yes.
grumpy Italian guy. See the closet?
Yeah.
That's a closet right there. They don't normally have them. And there's one on each side of the fireplace.
Look at this staircase.
interesting.
It's stunning.
Yeah.
These pictures are a treasure. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It really helps. You know, we're talking about this house the whole time. It really helps to situate yourself, you know, seeing the pictures.
You know. But
Location.
yeah.
Makes me want to go there so bad.
Yeah.
So speaking
You're
of,
welcome.
yeah, I was going to say,
Let's
we
do a
need
weekend.
details.
We got to plan a road trip in next year sometime.
Yep.
Exactly.
We'll
Exactly.
go down there. But the only problem is, I don't know if there's going to be enough woods out back to use the outhouse.
We can bring a Home Depot bucket for you.
Home
There you
Depot.
go.
And a pop-up tent.
I was construction, and we used to do that anyway. You know, use the Home Depot buckets.
Well,
You know, that's awesome. You know, this is Kim. You did a great job on this.
Absolutely.
yes, Kim.
Fantastic job.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Great
Yeah.
location.
There was one detail that I did not point out that you nailed dead on. You said somewhere in the house there's pictures of the progress of the house.
Oh,
They
right.
have a big board downstairs that shows what it looked like when they got it from the fire department and all the series of restoration pictures to the way it is
Oh,
today.
cool.
So you were
Wow.
dead on that too. So
So, how long was it abandoned for before it was saved?
Good question.
from the 70s
70
until
till
like
the-
78 until 91 is
Yeah,
when
I
they
was gonna say, I
purchased
think
it.
about 20 years
About 20
or
years.
so.
But prior
Wow.
to the guy living there in the 70s,
We don't
we don't
know.
know any history back to 1870.
Really? That's
So you're
interesting.
talking
Right.
100 years that we don't know
Yep.
who owned it, who lived there, what they did with it.
Wow.
It's so
100
strange.
years
I
of-
looked myself, and I thought maybe I couldn't just find anything, but
How
the
much
fact that you
land is
guys
left
can't
there?
find.
I'm sorry?
How much land is left?
I think like an acre.
An acre.
An acre. Out 2,000.
Yeah, the rest of the plantation is owned by a logging company.
Yeah, all the back, it's all trees and logging. Hmm.
So the Native Americans must be really happy with that.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm not surprised if there's any more activity because of that.
Anthony, I'm so proud of you.
What?
You just said Native
You
American.
said Native
that?
American.
It's easiest
Look
way.
at you, Anthony. This is the
learned.
moment.
So
It is.
another
You
sad
learned.
fact.
Don't
about
get used to it.
A sad fact about the Montgomery house and the logging company is, unfortunately, there was a servant's graveyard somewhere on the property.
Oh
Okay.
no.
And when the logging company took over the property, they did not move the graves; they just knocked down the headstones.
Oh no.
So there is a servant's graveyard back there on the
Somewhere.
property somewhere. We don't know where it's at, but it's still there. Just the headstones are
That's
just
not
gone.
right.
But
That's not right.
It'd be somebody else, it's a logging company property, so we
Did they
can't.
build on it? Did they build over it?
It's just
Just
like
trees.
woods. Yeah.
They let them
It's
into-
most likely the servants, the tombstones. But they weren't probably really tombstones. They're probably like wooden crosses and stuff like that.
Markers.
You know, they wouldn't have spent the extra money for a servant.
They might have.
You know?
Right.
The property was theirs once Mrs. Montgomery passed.
Yeah.
So
So, I mean, like what I'm saying, after they passed, whatever markings were on the graves probably were, maybe some of them weren't even marked. You know,
possible.
I've done a bunch of cemeteries here, and it's weird because they call them the colored cemeteries, and that's where they buried a lot of from blacks to Indians, Native Americans, African Americans. Am I right now?
Yeah.
You know, so and they didn't have stones, or whatever they had was what the family made, and they put on there if there was any family that was here or somebody that cared about them. And I know over here, which I'm going to do an investigation on soon, we have one that's actually they did build on it, and there was a park, and then they found out years later that they built on it, like in the 80s, and they put in little monuments and stuff there, but they actually took everything out and it's built on this land, you know. So they didn't have you know, much, you know, respect for any of the servants. So, and you know, that's interesting. And then the logging company. Well, how much time we got? We got 5 minutes. 4 minutes.
I have a quick question. A quick question. Have you been to Dr. Montgomery's grave? Obviously, in Concord, you said it was.
No,
we know where it's at, but we haven't gone and looked for it yet.
Is it something you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is Concord, North Carolina?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Because I was thinking of Concord, Massachusetts. I was like,
right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're from Massachusetts. She's by.
So we live about 35 miles east of Charlotte in a small town called Locust. Mount Gilead, where the Montgomery house is about 45 minutes east of us, out in the Uwharrie Mountains.
Oh, boy, you were taking a drive that day. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, an hour or so is nothing.
45 minutes. Wow.
So
okay. So how can we learn more? I was going to say, how can we get there? How can people get there?
Reach out to us on our page, Southern Entities Paranormal. On Facebook, you can reach out to us there if you want to do an investigation with the Montgomery house. It's $150 for the night. And
no matter what.
It doesn't matter what. So the groups come in, they pay $150. I throw an extra $50 on it, and I send $200 a pop to the Montgomery County Historical Society. When you get to the house, everything you see that's
thanks, Kimm,
sprayed and everything is done by Audra and I. They mow the grass. They pay for they use the money that we earn to pay for the security system in the house. And it's the reason we only charge the $150 is because, like I said, there's no plumbing, there's no bathroom, so it's however long you can last.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
That's not long for me.
We can make sure that's in the comments. You know, how to get in touch with you guys.
Absolutely.
Yep. Southern Entities Paranormal Evidence, or Southern Entities Paranormal on Facebook is where you can get us.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, we got 2 minutes. You guys have anything else to say, Chris and Audra?
No.
Well, watch us on Monday night.
Watch us on Monday night.
Shameless. Yeah. Like you guys do. Shameless.
Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence. We do our show every Monday night at 9 p.m. It goes across live on Facebook and YouTube. And what we do is we bring on other investigators and we bring on other paranormal people, and we either have a panel discussion and talk about the paranormal, or we bring investigators on and show evidence that they've captured at locations they've investigated, like the Montgomery house and some of the locations here in North Carolina. But we bring everybody in. Anthony's been on the show. Jenny's been on the show multiple times. Kimm's been on the show to talk about this show.
Yes.
So
yes.
we've been we're going on. We're over 4 years now. We're working on our 5th year now that we've been on the show. So
that's awesome.
That's amazing.
It's a great show.
We all tune in.
So
it's a great show.
Love having you guys.
We gotta say goodnight. I'm sorry.
Yes.
We got a minute.
Okay.
All right.
What about our next show?
What's the next show?
Yeah.
Well,
next week we are going to
feature. Announce it, Jenny. The next show.
Okay. Next show we're featuring a house built in 1725 in New Jersey called the Van Vechten House. Wow. And our guests are the Full Moon Paranormal.
The Moon Girl.
Extraordinary investigators. Yeah, Nicole, Lisa, and Susan from Full Moon Paranormal.
Nice.
Very nice.
Another
Yes.
great historical
Living well,
location.
another show.
Lots to
Another, another amazing, relatively unknown, same thing, which is what we want to highlight here.
Right. Nice.
Historical location. Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Thank you
It's a
guys
good
for
one.
having us.
Yes.
Thank you.
for
Thank
being
you very
our
much for
inaugural
being here.
guests.
We
Yes.
do have to go. We got like 30 seconds. And I want to say thank you, everybody, for coming. And remember, we got to take care of these houses. All these locations that are going out, we got to try to help them and to keep them going. You know, for as for paranormal people, just for somewhere we can spend the weekend. And
Yes.
for the location, it gives them the money to rebuild it, or to keep it going. So I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. Thank you, Jennie and Kimm. Kimm, you did well, great job, and Chris and Audrey for
Unbelievable.
being fantastic guests.
Thank
So
you.
Thank you, guys.
I want to say good night. Okay.
Good
Stay
night,
hungry,
y'all.
y'all.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.